Welcome to Jay and Laura TV. We're here to answer your questions about marriage and relationships. So feel free to send them to us at facebook.com/Jay and Laura LaFoon, or you can go to our website at jayandlaura.com and submit a question there.
This week's question is a great one. It's very common and can cause a lot of issues in marriage. My husband and I have always operated this way. We each work outside the home. We have separate checking accounts. We have divided the bills. We had someone tell us the other day that this isn't God's plan. So you're asking the question because maybe deep down inside you really wonder if this is true.
Well, to be honest, I've always had I have a difficult time understanding why you would want to operate this way. But I know that a lot of people in our culture do. But I really feel like it kind of, when you married and you became one, then why wouldn't you become one in everything? And I think it just gets difficult. I mean, like if you're paying the house bill and I'm paying the electric bill, then who pays for the kids' clothes? Well, they're both your kids. So it's just this dysfunction of chaos, I feel like.
We always talk about the big three. The big three issues in marriage: money, sex, and family. And this is one of the reasons money is a big issue, because you're not sharing it. You're not commingling it, and really you're getting married to commingle your lives together. That is what marriage is all about, is completely commingling your lives together. And again, one of our key verses that we focus couples on is in Mark, the 10th chapter, where Jesus says they are no longer two but one. And so if you're one together, then it needs to be across the board. And yes, it's more efficient to just dole it out, but it's more effective to say, honey, let's sit down and decide how we're going to use our money, because it is our money. A lot of times, this kind of attitude is generated out of the fact that one person makes more than the other, and they're selfish. They want to keep their money. Well, it's not their money, it's our money.
Well, and I also think it probably comes out of the fact that maybe you got married, maybe you both had really good jobs when you met. You both each had your own checking account when you met. You maybe had your own apartment, paid your own bills, did all that stuff. You didn't come straight out of your house from mom and dad. So you had these individual lives, and then it just is easier to leave it this way than to go through the hassle of, we got to go to a bank, we got to open a checking account, we got to push. But you know what? It is more effective to do it this way, because then the communication that has to happen about finances, that huge. Communication becomes easier about everything else too. I mean, if you're not having to sit down and talk about finances because you do your thing and I do my thing, I'm wondering where else you might not be communicating about, because that really is having to sit down and go, you know what? We need a new dining room table. And instead of saying, hey, you just go buy it, no, we're going to sit down, we're going to figure out where it fits in a budget, and we're going to go purchase it together. I really think that our culture has made it very easy to live this separate way with these separate checking accounts, but really, I agree with whoever asked you the question that maybe this is not God's plan, that you need to commingle.
And here's the bottom line. Most of marriage is about getting on the same page. It's about getting on the same page together, that this is our page, this is how we're going to do things. And the beautiful thing is, when you decide that, it becomes incredibly freeing and incredibly fun to walk this journey together. Well, we are Jay and Laura LaFoon. This is Jay and Laura TV, here to answer your questions on marriage and relationships, and we will see you next week.